Hey everyone, Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing with an important video. Now this is kind of a follow-up video to one we did about a couple out in Nebraska. It was in Nebraska. We'll link that up above. We received a lot of feedback in that video, but the reason why we did that video was for Monday morning analysis, essentially. And that's not to criticize, it's just that every incident there's something to learn from. And that's not only on videos of crimes, but fires, everything, you know, accidents, crashes. We try to take those videos, point out, yes, this stuff can happen, and what can we learn from it? And this video is no different.
And every time we do these videos, so many people say thank you, because either I didn't know that, or you know what, I did and I forgot. So the reminder is always a good thing.
So this one comes from cbc.ca news. I guess that's a Canadian news network. It is titled, Mountie Civilians Injured After Man Hijacks Crashes Occupied RV in the Lloydminster Campground. Why I thought this was important, you know, we've done these other videos about crime in the United States, and I'm not denying there's a lot of crime in the United States, but there's crime everywhere. And we've had several,
quite a few,
several comments in our videos from people that live in Canada, and we've had both good and bad. Some people that live in Canada are like, we wish we could protect ourselves here. Some people that that live in Canada say, that doesn't happen here. I'm so glad I live in Canada and I don't live in the United States, because that stuff doesn't happen here. You're blind to it at this point. Crime happens everywhere. So let's get into it. This happens in Canada.
Right,
in Canada.
And again, we talk about being a reminder for people. So yes, Canadians, this can happen to you. So it might just make you keep one eye open. So this incident happened on Saturday, June 1st. It was in the early evening, and it was a Saturday night, and the Mounties were investigating a weapons complaint. So this turned into a chase. So the man that was being investigated started running.
We don't know if he ran or he took off in a car. He took off.
Yes, but he wound up in a campground. So he went into a campground, and at this point, he then hijacked a motorhome and then started to drive recklessly. Unfortunately, there were people on that motorhome, the owners of the RV that we think were on that motorhome, and the guy just started racing through the campground, damaging these people's RV, along with other RVs, and injuring people along the way. Along
with injuring the officer, or at least one officer. This happened at Weaver Park Campground. The campground is located on the Saskatchewan side of Lloydminster, a city about 235 kilometers east of Edmonton, split by Alberta and the Saskatchewan border. I have no idea what that's at. I'm not familiar with that area.
Yeah, we don't really know the area.
Our Canadian friends and subscribers, put it in the comments below if you know where that is at.
Or if you're near this.
And from my understanding, this was during a Canadian Day weekend. So I'm not sure what Canadian Day is either, but there was probably, it's like a big deal in Canada.
Canadian friends shed some light in the comments.
Further details said the man stole an occupied RV at the campground and drove it toward the officer, who fired their gun. The man collided with parked vehicles while trying to escape, disabling the RV. Police said the officers then arrested him. The man was not injured, but the collision injured several people in the RV and others nearby.
That's usually how it works, right? The other people get injured, not the criminal.
Including the police officer.
Right. The police were working on confirming exactly how many injuries there were. Some people did go to the hospital. Thank God the officer was doing okay. They just had some minor injuries.
So there's not many more details about this. We tried to look on several different websites, but there's an ongoing investigation. Seems like an internal affairs investigation. Who knows?
Charges were pending, though.
Charges are pending. Yeah. Who knows what went on? So we're going to ask you out there if you have any more information about this, or maybe you were at that campground. Put it down below. What did you see happen? Which gets us into the next thing. So we are out camping right now, 4th of July weekend. Big weekend in the United States for people out. A lot of people here. I've said this before in other videos, most RVers are great people. We've never had an incident RVing. We hope never to have an incident, but I remember we were walking through the campground this weekend. There's so many people here. And just statistically speaking, some of these people are not nice people. You have to lock things up. You lock your door, you lock your bay doors. I'm kind of looking around here, and we've seen like right next to us, all their stuff is out. Their barbecue is out, the bikes are out. whatever. It's just what it is.
And we don't know if these people had their RV locked, but maybe if they had it locked, this person wouldn't have been able to get in and would have run into somebody else.
Difficult,
right, and run
for
to
sure.
another motorhome. So we've said this multiple times about locking and keeping things safe and secure.
And of course, situational awareness. Now, we don't know the situation here. This probably happened very quickly. A lot of things happen very quickly. But just situational awareness, thinking about what could I do? But definitely locking your door. We always lock our door. It's automatic. If the door is open and it closed, whether we leave or we're inside, we lock the door. We do it at home. I've talked to Jason a couple of times about it, right? He'll come in, I'm like, Jason, you gotta lock the door.
Right.
Like, we live in the woods, but you gotta lock the door.
And again, you have to remember, yes, a lot of people have this similar keys and things like
Correct.
that. We have the RV lock. That's always something. There's all different locks out there. You can upgrade to something that's a little bit more secure and just for your RV.
Yeah, certainly lock, deadbolt. We do both. I don't think this person had the key, unless maybe they were running around with a universal
because it would happen so fast. I mean, they just ran into the campground, ran to an RV,
Correct.
got on from what it said, and then took off.
Yeah, and that could be, listen, you could be at an RV campground. We are in Ocean City, Maryland right now. We've been out and about in Ocean City and all different places. You got to be aware of what is going on around you. So in the comments below, guys, let us know, have you heard about this incident? This is kind of the first time we've seen something like this. That's crazy. Can you imagine like being seated across from that, like at your campfire,
and you see this happen. I do have a question. I want in the comments, you were about to say in the comments below, what would you have done if that was your RV and this guy got on there? Would you try to take him down? Would you try to, get him in a headlock? I mean, like, let us know what you would do if that was your
Even
RV.
in Canada, they're not allowed to have guns, but there's other
Right. Well, you have
items.
Knives and things on RVs.
For sure, but
so.
it could have happened so fast.
Right.
And
exactly.
I remember you said you saw the snake in the yard, and you said like you kind of you didn't know what to do.
I froze for a minute, and then it took me like, oh yeah, go get a stick and get it out of the yard, before Bowser was trying to eat it, of course. But yes, a lot of times when things like happen, you're a little different. A lot of times people in law enforcement that you're trained
they play out scenarios in their heads.
Right. But again, the more it happens, the easier it gets. But yes, you want to prepare yourself for things like this. So let us know, what would you have done in this situation?
If you like videos like this, guys, to the left of us, we'll put our RV news updates. We'll put our RV travel vlogs. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime. And we'll see you on the road.